Good morning, good afternoon, good to see you. Or for you to see me, as Terry Wogan would say. Wait, he wouldn't say it now, of course, because he's he's passed away. Hi, Terry. Anyway, welcome to the Shop, the social hub of positivity. This week we're not in the shop, or I'm not in the shop. People are in the shop. Those wonderful volunteers in the wonderful shop, the social hub, in the wonderful Emery Gate Shopping Centre in Chippenham. Please visit if you happen to be in the area. If not, you can look at all our stuff online. It's all lovely, fantastic stuff made from local artists, not by localised, from localised. We like to recycle. Anyway, not going to be a long one today. It's not going to be a long one today because I know you're busy people and you've got stuff to do. I just wanted to inform you of the wonderful Jess Way, the artist, the textile artist exhibition that's on at the shop, but also about the workshop that she's doing twice weekly in the shop, going with the flow, as it were, sponsored by Wessex Water. And it is a project looking at the uses of water and how we can preserve it, but also making a combined kind of patchwork so that people from recycled materials. So there's a whole sort of sustainable development aspect to it, as there always is in any way we can, because we are, in fact, a sustainable development organisation. If you don't know what that means, please look at some of the stuff I've talked about over the years and look at our website and stuff, because it will explain how we engage the social aspect. When I say the social aspect, it's because when people talk about sustainable development, they normally concentrate on the green environment, which of course is vital because, as I say many times, we are a part of nature, not apart from nature. So everything that we do to nature that decreases its value does it only to us. And when we pollute ourselves, etc., etc. When we use too many natural resources or we waste them for ourselves, because the earth will survive without us. As long as the sun shines, etc., etc., the earth will just be inhabited by another parasitical entity and other than humanity. So, Friends of the Earth, I would rather it was called Friends of the People, because people need to understand, and there's no one needs to understand it more than politicians and big industry. You can't keep taking without giving it back. So basically, we need to look at a more equitable way of utilising, a sustainable way of utilising the Earth's resources. We're borrowing them, as it were, from our youngers, from the future generations, as if we have any, the way things are going. Anyway, the wonderful Wessex Water are very aware of this, because it's part of their remit, as you can imagine, to ensure that there's a safe, clean, healthy supply of water, which makes you think, when in Chippenham we had a bit of a problem the other day, when we haven't got the accessible water, makes you think about people in different countries, dare I say Gaza, for instance, where the supply of water, food, etc. has been restricted by how would we describe what's going on in Gaza without being interpreted as being anything other than the truth? It's been appalling. Let's just say it like that. It's appalling, and dare I slip in, a ceasefire yesterday would have been still too late. But anyway, there you go. That's what happens when you're dealing with propaganda and everything else. It's a humanitarian disaster. But to equate it to Chippenham, just in a mild way, that we had a water leak and water was cut off and it inconvenienced or whatever it did for people that couldn't access water, gives you a smidgen of what it must be like for poor people in Palestine. And remember, it's important to remember, it's not a religious battle that's going on there. It's literally just a battle of people that inhabited the country being being, I don't know what they're being, I don't know how to describe it really, squatted on and then moved out in a very vicious way. And it's not good and it's not acceptable. And anyone who thinks that that is has got to read the history of the country. Anyhow, Sunday morning politics, stop it. No, I won't, because I think it's important that when we see a massive wrong being done to anyone, remember it's not on political, sorry, it's just on political stroke financial terms. It's about land grab. It's about people from, think about where the people from, so say Israel have come from, for instance. They are mainly from outside the country. They are people from America, from Europe, that have been, so say, allowed to come and squat the land by the powers that be from other empirical forces, such as England. They have a terrible habit of going to other people's countries and not being very nice. Anyway, so I think it's important for people to really read the history, because you might think it's to do with religion, like it wasn't in Northern Ireland. Again, that's a history of people being implanted, shall we say, by the British elites, putting people there that didn't live there from Scotland and the north of England, and creating a problem as time went by. Hopefully that will become a united Ireland in no small time at all. But Palestine, which has been there for thousands of years, is, of course, an interesting history. And if you were to think it was just about religion, again, like the Catholics and Protestants, so say, in Ireland, you would be brutally mistaken. So read your history, people. Anyway, back to this. So on that lovely, lovely note, just to remind people that we have a few concerts and stuff coming up, one particularly on the 17th of March, which is, of course, St. Patrick's Day. That'll be at the King Alfred Hall in Chippenham. So look out for that, people. And look out for the various bits of information that are coming through about the wonderful projects that we and other people are doing around the community. We will be looking to support the rebuilding of the Corsham skate park and doing some fundraisers and awareness raises for that, and to help the community there get better facilities. And just leaves it for me to say thank you to everyone connected to Kandu Arts for Sustainable Development. Thank you for the facilitators in our alternative education process, and everyone connected with that, the wonderful administration people. I've got this interesting throat cough going on, and I don't know if it's a cough or it's just early morning, just got up, doing a podcast scenario, but let's just hope it doesn't become contagious through the digital platform. Anyhow, so 17th of March at the King Alfred Hall for St. Patrick celebration. We've got some wonderful acts. Ollie Hunsel, Mike Morrissey and the Free Spirits. Got Kula Kachula, a lovely, fantastic band, who are a young people who support a charity that their mother set up in Kenya for orphans. So we've got some fantastic people that we work in partnership with who raise awareness and raise funds to support those less, I say privileged. Is it a privilege to have food? I think it might be. I think it might be in this world of fresh water and food and shelter. That shouldn't be a privilege, should it? That's a sort of basic need. You'd have thought our world would be calibrated in such a way that as human beings, we don't identify the needs, the known needs of humanity, and make sure that on the very basic level, at least everyone has fresh, clean water, accessible, shelter that shelters them from the cold and the heat potentially, and food, healthy food, you know, the stuff that makes you be able to think straight and not give you any health problems, along with all the stresses and strains and mental health problems that we all have from the day-to-day rigor of just keeping roofs over our heads. So, Kula Kachula, a fantastic group of young people. And, there's going to be hopefully a very interesting new addition to our lineup. Maddie Ellis, who would be playing some beautiful songs. She's a fantastic singer and actress. She will be performing with Consuela, who is, of course, our wonderful pianist and facilitator at the Kandu Arts. She is a guest from Ukraine, which, of course, in itself is having and has been having incredible difficulties. And if you looked into the history of that, you'd see that there was more to it than just mad old Putin. Now, not to say that he isn't incredibly inappropriate as a human being, thinking that destroying the lives and the shelter and the infrastructure of civilians is appalling and shouldn't be allowed by any force. Iraq, Afghanistan, all the different places that have been by the West. We need to stop killing people, and we need to feed them and give them clean water, etc., etc. Surely that's a basic need for everyone. The world's upside down and has been, and I don't think money has been a good part of it, and the want of money and land and oil and exploitation and the detriment to our civilizations just because other people want what's underground, whether it be in Gaza, oil, gas, you name it, or it is anywhere else, whatever natural resource, or just because you can. You shouldn't go into other people's countries and kill them. It's not nice. Stop doing it, everyone. Anyway, on that happy note, let me just say, I hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful day, a wonderful hour, a wonderful second. Live in the moment, people. Read some history if you don't know it. If you get affronted by anything I've said, know this. I'm only saying what is true, or I know to be true, from the history books and all the different things I've listened to and read. Spent a long time doing it. So instead of being upset by what you might think is a misread of the situation, read the situation yourselves. Okay? Have a lovely read, you crazies. That's a wrap. Thank you. Spinning